Welcome everyone and welcome to today's video. Now for anyone who's been following the channel recently, I've been keeping up to date as best I can with the VR support in F1 2021, or more of the lack of it, because we've had no acknowledgement whatsoever throughout this marketing process and up to the release of the game itself about VR support, and really disappointed by that, and a lot of you guys in the community are as well. As we know, the VR community, specifically in sim racing or just online racing in general, is so much wider and bigger than it was 18 months ago. Of course, the pandemic has really allowed the VR community to boom, for obvious reasons, with us being at home a lot more. And with that, I really thought the F1 game this year would incorporate VR support. There was a big call for it last year, and I really thought that this time around it was something that they would consider, or would at least get a lot more news upon. And we've had absolutely nothing, and I have said to you guys that I would keep you up to date with any news that we have. And today is your lucky day, guys, and mine, because I've come across an article where VR has been mentioned. And I say mentioned because it's very lightly, but this is all we have to go on at the moment. It's the only mention of VR I have found in the past 6 months leading up to this game. And it comes courtesy of the guys over at WCCF Tech, a website that personally I'm not familiar with. I have had a look at their stuff since finding this article, and they seem a very refutable website, very professional, and actually a website I'm going to check out more moving forward as well. They're quite new, so yeah, the link for this article and for their website will be in the description below. Now, for this article, we have Alessio to thank for this. He is part of the team. He's a senior editor, actually, at the website. And he did an article and an interview with the Codemasters development team. Now, unfortunately, there are no names against this of who he interviewed from Codemasters, which kind of does make me wonder the authenticity of it. I'm not making any accusations whatsoever, but of course, because it's a website I haven't come across before, it does make you think. But saying that, we have had this is their answer, because let's head down to the bottom of the article, because that is where the mention of VR is. And I do have to take my hat off before we move down there, tip my cap to Alessio, because he is the only one I've seen who has asked this question. I haven't seen anyone ask about VR support in, or mention it in, any of the reviews, any of the interviews, which I think has been quite poor, really, from the reviewers and the interviewers as a whole. So yeah, thank you, Alessio, for this. But here we are, as you can see, boxed out in red there is the mention of VR. And Alessio asks, one of the most requested features from the PC community is official support for VR headsets. Is this something you're actively evaluating? And the Codemasters development team come back with, VR is and has been a long-standing topic of conversation for us. This year, we focused the efforts of our rendering team on ensuring we could offer a fantastic next-gen experience on the new platforms. The priority with this was to enable the largest number of players to get the most out of their new consoles and PC hardware. Bit of a non-answer, really, isn't it? Once again, last year we at least got mention of a physics engine, but the physics engine couldn't handle VR. And this time around, it sounds like, without actually answering it, they concentrated on the optimization of the game, on making sure that it was good upon release for next-gen consoles and for PC, so that we got the best performing game on release day. But to me, that's still very disappointing. The first sentence, VR is and has been a long-standing topic of conversation for us. Okay, brilliant. Please elaborate on that. And he doesn't. Just goes on a tangent, on a sidetrack of VR, and their team was working on optimization instead. VR, there's no actual specifics on why VR was integrated. No reason that VR is going to be, or no answer that VR is going to be incorporated further down the line. Once again, another cop-out, and I'm so disappointed that this right here is the only mention of VR. But me personally, if someone else can find something, by all means send it my way, but I've done a lot of searching online. This is the only correspondence and mention that we've got of VR support. I just find that despicable and just baffling. Is VR a taboo at Codemasters? Like, is it like a word or virtual reality? Are those two words that cannot be mentioned at the Codemasters headquarters? Because I just don't know why it's not being mentioned or talked about at all, or why people have not asked more questions about it. I just find it baffling. And I'd love someone from Codemasters to come and tell me why that is. Elaborate more for us, please. Don't just give us this as an answer. And based on this, I would pretty much bring your hopes and expectations right back down to zilch, because there is going to be no chance of VR implementation further on down the line of F1. We go back to hoping that 2022 will incorporate it with EA's more inputs on Codemasters. I hope that that's where finally the VR support is going to come from. But yeah, once again, what is that? That's just really disappointing. And of course, you guys, I wish I could bring you better news, because I'm one of you. And I've seen the comments and the support for it down in the comments below under the videos, and we're all of the same mind that we want this. There is a big shout for it, and I'm so disappointed. So yeah, love for someone to from Codemasters to come and tell me why it's not being implemented. Elaborate on that some more, please. And Alessio, if you watch this or come by this, please, I'd love for you to drop me a line and tell me who at Codemasters you actually spoke to, and also who, if there's any more to this answer. What did they elaborate and you didn't quite put down more on pen to paper there? I'd love to know. I would just love to know, and we'd all love to know, all us in the VR community, in the sim racing community. So yeah, wish I could bring you better news, guys, and hopefully next time around I will keep you guys updated, and hopefully it is better news. So yeah, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, guys, turn those notifications on, and see you for the next one.